Well, folks, welcome to a special edition of Georgia History Today. I'm Bill, your host, and today we're talking with Kiki Cofer, the person behind the iconic James Brown Family Historical Tour. We're here to hear more about the legacy of James Brown and the incredible tour that gives visitors a closer look at his life and music. So, Kiki, tell us a little bit about the history behind the James Brown Family Historical Tour. What makes it stand out from other music-related tours?
The special part, I think, behind this tour is that you get a lot of personal interaction, you get family interaction, it's a sense of home. Even if you are not from Augusta, when you take the James Brown Family Historical Tour, you get a sense of home, sense of community. It's like you become part of the family for those 2 hours. So I think it's very personable. Mr. Brown was a personable person, so I think that's what they kind of tailored the tour to be.
What's your favorite part of the tour, and why? Is there a specific spot or story about James Brown's life that always resonates with visitors?
I think the statue. There's a statue that's been there since 2005, and then there's a mural that's been also downtown, like right around the corner from the statue, since 2020. And so I find people like competing for, I guess, the ranking of the most favorite part of the tour. But I still like the statue. The statue is placed downtown. It's a memory that we'll never forget when it was erected in 2005. So I like the statue. The visitors still like the statue. They want to take their pictures and their selfies, and so I think their reaction to seeing the statue, and it's actually true to size. And Mr. Brown actually designed it with the local artists. So it's very, once again, that's that personable touch that they put to the tour.
How does James Brown's legacy impact Augusta and Georgia today?
It's so many ways. I think just like how he did business back in a time where people of color did not do business. They were not owners and proprietors, and I think that's kind of a testament how he was, kicking doors down 50, 60 years ago. And that would be a lot of things that people would, I guess, want to, they would aspire to have that ownership, have different businesses. He had his hands in a lot of pots, and to me, that was a sense of pride, especially from the humble beginnings from which he came.
I have read that Mr. Brown owned a large building on Broad Street, used for offices and a radio station. Did he really own a radio station?
He was the owner, and there were, the station was downstairs, and there were offices upstairs. So yeah, so you would, if you were downtown, you would see they had a big bay window. You'd see Mr. Brown and the disc jockey, right there in the studio.
You've been leading these tours for a while now. Have you ever had a particularly memorable interaction with a visitor? Maybe someone who was moved by James Brown's story?
We had a lady who came to do the tour the weekend of Mr. Brown's birthday, which is May 3rd. So that was that first weekend in May. She was there she wanted to celebrate his birthday doing a tour. So she was a super fan. She's actually a bodybuilder, and she's won several bodybuilding competitions with James Brown's music as part of her routine. So I think she may have stood out the most. And then when we actually arrived at the end of the tour, she was able to meet Dr. Deanna Brown Thomas, and she just cried, and she was so thankful. And she said, that we had no idea how much Mr. Brown's music and his whole legacy meant to her. So I think that's been the most. We've had a lot of them, but I think that's been the most because she's bodybuilding and she's got James Brown playing, of all the things. So
for those watching who might want to take the tour, what's the best way for them to get involved? Where can people find information, and what can they expect from the tour?
So you can book us at www.jbtour.org, and you can book any weekend that you want to book, and you can expect A1 service. You can expect to see the full city of Augusta from downtown all the way to the top, all the way to the hill. We are the only riding bus tour in Augusta. Entertainment, history, any other genre. We are the only riding bus tour. And there's also a self-guided tour of the Augusta Museum included in your ticket. So it's a win-win.
Are there any special tours or seasonal events?
We just celebrate every tour every Saturday. However, we do get a lot of motion around, of course, Mr. Brown's birthday weekend, that first weekend in May, and of course Christmas. So there's always a celebration of his life, and then of course we lost him Christmas Day. So in December, especially those last 2 weeks of in December, are very special because people want to come and celebrate Mr. Brown around that time. Those are special times, especially super fans. They know and they want to be right there.
If you could sum up James Brown's legacy in one sentence, what would it be?
James Brown was more than a man. He was a movement.
Any last words for our viewers about joining your tour or embracing the spirit of James Brown?
I just say take a tour with us and you will not be disappointed.
Thank you so much, Kiki, for sharing your insights and for all the work you're doing to keep James Brown's legacy alive. I can't wait to pass on this information to all our viewers. Make sure to check out the James Brown Family Historical Tour if you're ever in Augusta.